Christmas, and I don't know what you call it, but it does the little side thingies. I don't know what to call it. I forgot exactly what to call it, but you can hear my voice coming from whichever side that I'm leaning towards. If you guys haven't, I know you can hear it right now, like coming from one side to another, but HEARTHURTBOI is here, and today we have some gum, and today I want to get into like a little bit of a story time about a really bad car accident that I was responsible for. Maybe back in about maybe that was 2017 or 2016, one of those, but the gum is going in my mouth right now. Right now. Like this video, subscribe, and definitely comment below and tell me how you like this new mic. I am so happy. I got her Gucci slides and she got me something so productive and something that can add to what I'm doing. So gum is going in my mouth right now. I just need a couple of seconds to chew because the gum is it's very big. Okay, so around this time, I wanted to get my car. Like, I wanted to get my first car, like in my name, not my mom's name and stuff. So, me being the guy that I am, I wanted a fast car. Of course, I wanted a fast car. So, fast forward the story. Of course, I got the fast car that I wanted. I typically get whatever I want, but not like I just do whatever it takes to get what I want. So of course I had to wait a couple of months because I had to stack my money, make sure I was in a financial situation to get the car that I wanted. So I got this car. It was a gray 2013 Mustang. It was just a regular Mustang. It was a V6. So I had the car for maybe about a year. I was loving him. The girls was loving it. I was the man. I stopped working in the process of me getting the car because I just felt like it was other stuff for me to go do. So around this time I'm smoking weed every day, all day. And a good friend of mine had a clothing line going on at this time. His name was Brazy and the clothing line was Crew Wealth. So we used to travel back and forth between Charlotte to Atlanta. So like we used to do this all the time. But this one particular time, me and my girlfriend was chilling in the crib at that time. Not this girlfriend right here. I had like my ex-girlfriend from like a while back. We was chilling in my house at this time. It was about 2 o'clock maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. No, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 p.m. The friend who had the clothing line comes to my house and he's like, yo, we gotta go to Atlanta real fast. I gotta So I felt kind of obligated to just be on demand because he didn't have a car. I had a car, so that was kind of my. He gave me something and I give him rides in return. Even though this man could have been bought a car, this man was way older than me. He was making way more money than I was at that time because his clothing line was really, really, really booming off. But so my girlfriend at the time was like, no, we're not going, we're not doing that. I'm like, we doing this, like we going, I'm good. Like I'm like, we done smoked all night. I'm like, we good, like I'm ready to go. So we hop in the car and we get on the highway. We get to Atlanta. It's maybe about 1 o'clock ish or something like that, like 1 in the morning type. So we get there, she like, okay, we staying here overnight, we're just gonna go back in the morning. Me, I'm like, are you gonna buy a hotel? Cause I'm like, I don't know, I feel like spending money on a hotel, so I really didn't want to do that. So I was like, and we stopped after we got there. We went to his girlfriend's house, was smoking weed. He's telling me that I can stay and everything, but I'm like, I just want to get back home. I don't know why, I just wanted to get back home that night. So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe like 2 or 3:30 or something like that. And me and my girlfriend leave. We're headed back to Charlotte. I stop at the gas station. I fill my tank up. I am high out my mind because I just smoked like 3 or 4 blunts in a span of like 4 hours. So like in the car on the way to Atlanta we smoked. When I got to Atlanta we smoked. So it was just like, I was just high out my mind. Like I was high for days. So we get in the car. It's time to go. You know, my car, it was a V6. It wasn't that fast, but I made it feel like it was that fast, and it just felt like it was that fast. So I go on the highway. I started feeling tired instantly, like at the beginning, but I normally always feel tired. But then again though, I feel tired when I'm driving in Charlotte, like 20 minutes away, so it's not that hard to fight it. But to fight sleep for 4 hours that's a different type of fighting right there. So the first 2 hours go by me, I'm yawning, I'm playing all the music that I can real loud. My girl is asleep, she already passed out on me, so it's just me in the road at this point, and I'm driving. And I'm playing The Weeknd. Like I remember the song, well not really the song, but I just remember me playing The Weeknd. I started playing like some slower music. So now we're 2 hours into the ride. I started playing some slower music because I kind of played out all the hype music. So I dozed off one time. I definitely dozed off one time. That one time that I dozed off, I jumped up and I was like, whoa. I'm hitting myself. I'm like, I rolled the window down a little bit. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Literally from that point on, all I can remember is me waking up because my head hit the steering wheel and us like swerving off of the highway. I tried to grab the steering wheel, bring it back. Of course, you're not supposed to do that because you whipping the car at that point. So now my car is like, it's like wobbling. I can tell it was about to lift up off the ground and go straight into the woods. So, you know, like how woods be on the side of the highway. So my girlfriend, the girl in the car, couldn't live with myself knowing that I just basically fell asleep while driving. So while the car is doing that, I let go of the steering wheel. I grab her. I hold her down in her seat. I didn't have on a seatbelt. She did though. I just held her down in the seat. And before you knew it, the car lifted up off the ground and flipped. It probably flipped about 2 times, but it flipped. The first time, it was a bunch of, dude, like, car accidents is no joke. Like, you literally have no control over your body. Like, you literally get thrown. That's why you guys gotta really wear seatbelts. Like, seatbelts is so important. But the first flip, then I felt us flipping again. The whole time I'm just holding her down, screaming her name and making sure she okay. She's just screaming and yelling. So by the last flip, now we are like going towards the woods, and I can so we was upside down. The car was upside down. I just opened my eyes for a split second and look outside the window. When I looked outside the window, as it was like flipping in the air, like upside down, all I remember seeing was a big fat tree. Like, it looked like we was slamming straight into this tree. So I just closed my eyes. I still was holding her down the whole time, but I just closed my eyes like, we're not gonna be able to survive this. And then boom, I open my eyes. She is like touching on herself. Like, me and her both is looking like where the car landed back on its wheels. So we are both looking around like, where are we at? Like, what's going on right now? Then she starts crying because she's just like, oh my, of course, that's just a lot to take in as a female, you know, as a human being, not even just as a female. But so I get out the car, door's not open, I just kick it open and do something like that. She gets out the car, we are looking around, we are literally deep into the woods, like we are deep off into the woods. This is 3 o'clock in the morning. We are deep off into the woods, and I had to literally stand on top of the car to find out where the highway was, because usually, you know, you can like hear cars going, but it's just like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, so it's like barely any cars on the road. So I had to stand on top of the car to figure out where the highway was, because like the trees and stuff, you know how it like goes down, so it just looked like we was in the middle of the woods basically. And so when I found that out, I get her, me and her both run up the hill, run out of the trees, run up the hill, and she starts crying. I don't know what to do at this point, because I'm like, we are between Atlanta and Charlotte, someplace in like South Carolina or something like that, but and like it's barely any cars going by. I just don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know what to do at all. So me being a man in the situation, I feel like it's up to me to do something. So, you know, I'm trying to flag down cars. No cars are stopping. And then at this point, I'm getting a little scared now, because I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't have my cell phone. My cell phone was back in the car. I didn't have my cell phone. She didn't have her cell phone. So I'm like just thinking. I look down the road. I see a RV, like a nice big old RV, but it's like way down the road. So I had to like run to the RV. So I told her, listen, we're gonna have to jog all the way up there to that RV, because that RV is up there pulled over to the side of the road. That could be our only chance to get some help. So ran. Of course I dusted her, because you know I got them track feet, but I was leaving her to help her at the same time, so I wasn't really leaving her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just trying to hurry up and get to the RV before they like pull off. I didn't even know why they pulled over or anything. So we get to the RV. kept going. They were the ones that stopped. So in this RV, it was the camera crew of the band. So we get on the RV. They're like, yo, like we on the way to Raleigh, but Charlotte is it's like on our way, so we can drop you off like somewhere off on the highway of Charlotte. And I'm like, thank you. It's just amazing how fast the turnaround was, because I just almost lost my life. Now, in a matter of like maybe 10-20 minutes now, I'm on an RV, like with flat screen TVs everywhere, all the game systems, all the movies. They fixed me and my girl some food. Like, they made us food. They let us like lay down in the beds of the RV. And so they dropped us off at a near gas station by my house. I called Uber. Uber came, picked us up, dropped me back at my house, and all I could do was just lay down and go to sleep. Even though I wasn't supposed to, because I hit my head. But man, I was just so in awe, like. And luckily, I didn't break nothing. She didn't break nothing. Everything was just. It was like angels that had to be watching over us. So like, ever since then, I just believe that like I got a purpose in life, and I'm born for a reason, because I escaped something so traumatic like that. Like with just a scratch on my forehead. That's it. After a car flipping. If I show you the pictures of my car, you guys will be like, whoa. Like the whole, like everybody that came to the scene was like, you guys was in this car. Like, I cannot believe that y'all even survived this. It was crazy, but that was story time.